Hey guys, here's a quick video on this 1990 model GMC Sierra. I'm sorry if this video bores you. Mr. PIB's been on me to do a video. Every time we get off the phone, he'll say, do a video, bye, and he'll hang up. Just he doesn't really give me a chance to argue with him. So anyway, here's the video. I got the 66 model truck done. I was going to do another video on it, but Friday was hectic to say the least. We had a lot of little issues with the 66. I had not drove that truck. And the truck had been sitting for a very long time. I don't know, 14 years, 15 years. I really don't know. But the truck, I don't know exactly how long the truck had sat. I think the boy we got it from had it for that long, and I don't know how long it sat before that. But anyway, we got the truck done. We got it back to him Friday. We had a few little issues. Him and Mrs. PIB was going to come get the truck, but I decided to take it to him, and I'm glad I did. He was praying about it, and for whatever reason, I just decided to take the truck to him. So luckily I did, because he doesn't really have a lot of mechanical knowledge when it comes to diagnosing things really quick on the side of the road. So anyway, we had some fuel issues. We got those fixed. We had a brake issue, which was the master cylinder. Everything else on the truck, as far as brakes, was new. For whatever reason, I didn't change the master cylinder. Don't know why, but has a new master cylinder now. So anyway, it's been a very long time since I haven't had somebody else's truck or car or whatever sitting here or outside waiting to get in here. And I've kind of put everybody off because we're getting close to the rod run. And I wanted to get started on my 56, but that's a lost cause at this point. There's no way in the world I'm going to get that truck ready for the rod run by April. Of course, it's almost February. I think Wednesday will be February. So, there's absolutely no way in the world I'm going to have that truck ready. So I thought about pulling the 69 GMC in here, and I probably still will in the next few days. I don't know just yet. But anyway, I got a bed for this truck off of my buddy, Tim Dixon, probably 6 or 8 months ago, I guess, and I've still not went and got the bed. And I've kind of been waiting to get this bed off. I was just going to drive the truck over, stick a couple bolts in the bed, and drive it back here. That way, when I get ready to paint the truck, I could just pull a few bolts out, separate the truck and the bed, and do my thing, and then, stick it back together. So anyway, the plans on this truck, it doesn't have to be perfect. This truck, just a little backstory on it. My dad bought this truck in 1996. So the truck was 6 years old, and it had been wrecked really hard. So I'm guessing the truck was probably wrecked somewhere between 94 and 95. It's got a Georgia washed title. And I don't care to tell you all that. This truck will never be for sale. It doesn't even matter. So it's got a clean Tennessee title. But when you pull a Carfax on the truck, it says, warning, possible title washing. And which makes sense because my dad got this truck at a pretty good deal in 96. We weren't the most well off. We didn't really want for anything, but of course we didn't, have a ton of money or whatever. But anyway, he bought the truck at a pretty good deal. It was a nice truck. Again, he drove it for years and finally traded it in on another truck. I think it was a 99 Z71, which was, pretty upscale for us at the time. It was a fairly new truck at the time, I think. I don't think it was very old. But anyway, it was a nice truck when he traded it. So it went to West Tennessee at some point, and I don't know how in the world it made its way back to Roane County, which is a neighboring county to Meigs, which is where I'm located, Meigs County, Tennessee. Whoever had the truck pawned the title at the local pawn shop here in Decatur, which was also kind of odd, but anyway. I seen the truck at AutoZone at some point, and some guys were driving it. Well, my dad, this truck just had 4x4 on the bed, and he had Z71 stickers made and an EFI sticker made for the tailgate. I remembered that. I don't know why. I was really young when he had the truck. Well, I was 8 years old, I guess. So anyway, I noticed the truck and I thought about hollering at him, but I didn't. And then all of a sudden it showed up at the pawn shop in the little repo lot. So I pulled in there, kind of looked at it, and I thought, surely that's not it. You know, I didn't think that it was possible that this was that truck. So I messed around for a few days, finally went in and talked to the guy at the pawn shop, and he said, yeah, we sell them, and you just put in like a silent bid. You know, you just bid whatever you want to give for it, and then if you win, we call you. So we put a bid in it. I put a bid in on the truck and won it. So I went to the pawn shop. We looked at it, talked to my dad. The truck was really in sad shape. I mean, you can see it now. It was worse then than it is now, if that's believable. So we passed on it. We said, it's probably not it, whatever. So I got the VIN, I wrote it down, and I ran it. And it was the truck. It was registered to my dad in '96. So I thought, man, I got to have the truck. So called the pawn shop. They done sold it. The next guy in line got it. And I thought, man, what an idiot. So, I just drove by it. It was still sitting in the repo lot, and thought about putting a note on the windshield wiper or something. I thought, forget it. Well, lo and behold, I was a police officer in Decatur, and I was just on patrol, and the truck passed me on a trailer. So I flipped around, followed the guy to his house, and I'm sure I kind of probably freaked him out. But I told him real quick. I rolled the window down when we got to his house, and I said, hey, man, I said, this is my name or whatever, and that truck belonged to my dad. And, offered him, some money for it. I knew what he gave for it, so I offered him a little bit of profit on it. He didn't want to sell it. I gave him my number. I said, if you decide to sell it, call me. So, time progressed, and he finally called me one day. He said, hey, I got this truck. Do you still want it? And I said, sure. I said, what do you want out of it? He said, nothing. Come and get it. And I said, do what? You just going to give it to me? And he said, yeah. He said, this woman kind of screwed me on a trade, and, I was supposed to do this and that to the truck for her, but, this truck wasn't what she says it was, so just come and get it, but I don't have a title. I said, well, I don't want to do that. Give me the woman's number. So I tracked her down. She was over in Tellico, which was a pretty good haul. Found her, talked to her about it, paid her for the truck. She had not registered it, but she had signed the title. So I had to go back to the other guy. It was just a mess. But I finally got the truck, paid all the taxes on it that was owed, yada, yada, yada. And I got the truck. So at that point, I was kind of upside down. Would have been better off to have bought it, initially. But anyway, I got the truck. It had a lift kit on it. I took the lift kit off. It was just no body lift. So, fast forward to now, I've had the truck for a long time. He had really hacked it up, kind of used it as a parts truck. I put all the fuel lines back on it, fuel pump, transmission, just all kinds of little doodads that he had stripped off the truck or messed up, and got it back up on its feet. It's running, it's driving, and I would rather drive this truck as I would anything that I have. But anyway, so my plans for the truck, let me get to that. And I've done a video on this truck before. You can see I got the bed off of it today. Hopefully, Tim's got a lot of stuff going on right now. So hopefully in a couple weeks when he gets done, which is good because I've got to order some of the POR 15 frame paint. I've heard some good things about that. I've never used it. If you've used it, let me know. Tell me what you think about it. But I've washed this frame and just took Scotch-Brite to it. Cleaned it up pretty good. I might take a wire brush and just run over it real quick with an angle grinder. But anyway, I want to get it painted back here, south of the cab, and get everything painted and cleaned up good and just set the bed on it, stick a couple bolts on it until I get ready to paint the truck. I've got another parts truck I'm going to use all the four-wheel drive stuff out of because that's missing as well. And I'm going to use this door, several other little things. The motor, it has headers on it. I don't want the headers. Somebody put those on it through the years. The old motors, it's dirty and ugly, but the motor's orange. The valve covers are silver. I don't really know what the deal was there, but I'm actually missing my PCV valve, which is weird. Oh, there it is. It's not even hooked up. So there we go. Fix that. I was wondering kind of why it was idling. just a little bit weird, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, I've got to pull the fenders off. The radiator support where the truck was wrecked, I mentioned the wash title. I'm going to change the radiator support. The grill is just kind of in there on, hopes and dreams. It's just stuck on there. But anyway, I'll order a new grill. I've got several parts trucks. So I've got fenders, I've got hoods, I've got radiator supports, doors. I've got pretty much everything to put the truck back together. I might order some new bumpers. The whole plan with this truck, I want to go through the front suspension. I want everything to be new so it runs out and drives good. It needs a leaf spring in the back that's been bent where the truck was overloaded when my dad had it with bricks. So I got to change the leaf spring. I'm going to clean it up under the hood, paint the motor back black. The motor runs great. The transmission does really good, but I've got the transmission out of the 91 that I took the motor out of for Mr. PIB 66. So I may use that transmission. Nothing wrong with this transmission at all, but I like that transmission because I've got paperwork on it, and it shifted out really good. But I may be shooting myself in the foot by changing them out because, again, this one changes out really good. The only reason I might do that, let me get to this, the truck's got a bad oil leak. So I may have to pull the transmission anyway to put a rear main seal in it. But again, that's up in the air. I don't know that I will. As far as interior goes, everything's here, kind of like the truck, kind of sad shape. The passenger door panel is pretty good. The driver's, it's usable, but it could use one. The seat is in pretty sad shape. It's dirty and dingy. I don't know what in the world they've laid in this seat over the years. Carpet kind of the same way. Carpet's cheap. That's no big deal. Sorry, guys. I've got 100 people messaging me here. I keep trying to check that and do the video, so I apologize. But this old piece, my God, they're just blowing me up. So this piece is broke. The gauges are good. The headliner's good, surprisingly enough, which I contribute to the truck being fixed in 96 because the truck was flipped and the cab was crushed down. I put speakers in it, and you can see where they've stretched the cab back up to get the windows to fit. So all I want for this truck, basically, in a nutshell, long story short, I want it to be one color, which will be white, because that's the way I remember the truck. The truck was obviously a two-tone truck, white and blue, but I always remember the truck being solid white. Whoever fixed it painted it solid white, so I want it back solid white. I've got the original wheels, not the original wheels of the truck, but the same as. It's the same type of wheels, which is kind of like they come on the S10s and stuff. Anyway, doesn't really matter. I just want the stock wheels back on it, new tires, new suspension. I want the truck to run up and down the road good and be one solid color so, people don't feel like they're, about to be robbed or something when they see me rolling through the neighborhood. So probably go ahead and put a new fuel pump on it while I've got the bed off. It's no big deal. It's super easy and relatively inexpensive. I'll buy a really good fuel pump. These are not super fun to change when the bed's on them. So go ahead and knock that out. New shocks, maybe new brake hose. Just anything that's easy to get to. Throw the manifolds on the motor. Once I get the front clip off, paint the motor black and clean it up under the hood. And, I don't know if I'll paint it, maybe send it to Econo Paint. I'm just not that concerned with a super slick paint job. Just anything just to kind of preserve the truck, make it look relatively decent, presentable, whatever. And just use the truck to, run to the dump. My little girl, she likes to fish. Maybe I'll get another boat and we can pull the boat with this old truck or something. Create some memories in it, and maybe one day she'll have it, if she's got any interest in it. And, who knows, maybe later on in life, maybe she can fix the truck like it needs to be. But anyway, and there's no telling what I'll do. I may go further, who knows. But for right now, I just want it, clean on the bottom. Just some decent paint. It ain't got to be laser straight or perfect, but just decent white paint, and maybe throw a seat in it, some carpet, and just some, a few little interior pieces. Clean the dash up. Again, guys, just get it to where it's not embarrassing to drive, and just enjoy the truck and kind of preserve it for someone else later on. Guys, I'm going to shut up. I've rambled on long enough. A very long video. It's going to take me forever to upload it. I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you on the next one. See you later.